Thanks everybody for joining today. Uh, Before I jump in, I just want to say how good it is to see how many people joined. We have a lot of demand for this demo, and it's been interesting to see who has shown up. So certainly a lot of our customers, specifically contractors, waterproofing contractors, HVAC contractors, but we're also seeing a lot of interest from other leading players across industries. So we're seeing participants from our top manufacturing partners, some from insurance, utilities, and energy players. And what I would say is, we have an attitude at Shipshape about trying to share what we're building with the market. Fundamentally, I believe there's a lot more work that needs done to help the homeowners than there is work to be done. So for those of us who work together, we can advance the whole industry. We can grow this whole market. And in doing so, we can totally transform the customer experience, and we can deliver real savings to our customers. As we do that, there'll be an opportunity for the market leaders to take more market share because they'll have better solutions. But basically what I'm saying is I really want to work together with all of you. Even for those of you who are working on your own connected products and have solutions that may be related to this, there's some things we do well, there's some things you do well. Let's see how we can work together and grow the market and create a whole new customer experience for homeowners. So today I'm going to show you a demo in the app. I'm going to show you how our product works. I also want to talk a little bit about how we see the future of home maintenance. There's an emerging category in the technology industry that is home management. Some people are thinking of it as monitoring, but the idea of being able to have a system for homeowners to manage their home, like a property manager, the ability for them to be able to monitor the things in their home that are really expensive to maintain, like a security system for your critical systems. This appears to be an emerging category that's gaining a lot of interest, in particular from insurance, utilities, certainly from everyone touching the home across the whole ecosystem is interested to see how this new emerging technology is going to transform the industry. If there's one thing that I am sure about, it's that we are all going to look back and wonder why it took us so long to solve these problems with homes. Right now, we're building cars that drive themselves. We're building rockets to take us to Mars, and people are still getting sick. People are still finding themselves devastated from, financial problems that come when like water damage. So it's sort of crazy to me that we haven't solved this problem, but it's great to see we are on the verge of solving it. So I'm going to walk through a few slides to kind of hammer home the problem that we're trying to solve, and then I'll jump into a demo. And for those of you chatting, I can see your questions popping up and your comments popping up, so feedback's definitely appreciated. So first of all, let's talk about the homeowner. Okay, when people move into a home, they don't want to deal with it. Nobody moves into a home with the plan of becoming a property manager. They move into the home to start a family. They move into the home to start a new job. But the last thing they want to deal with when they get home is maintenance and expensive repairs. They also don't actually have time to deal with it. So, like, even if they wanted to do it, it takes a lot of work to take care of kids and go to a job. So people really don't have time to put in the effort to manage their home. And let's say they want to do it and they have time. Well, they don't know how. Very few people know how all these systems in their home work. We've put central air conditioning in homes. And since we did that, we increased the rate of asthma in our population by 2.5-fold. We put water heating in our homes. Since we did that, we increased the magnitude and frequency of insurance claims for water damage. And most homeowners don't know how to work a water heater or an air conditioning system, let alone how to do the maintenance themselves. So we've set up a scenario here where people live in these homes and we count on them to do the right thing, but they're just not in a position to do that. And the outcomes we're seeing in our society are devastating. So this is how I think of modern home services. We are building some of the most incredible technology in the world. A lot of really cool stuff, rockets, self-driving cars. We got boats that drive themselves. We've got all kinds of incredible technology. yet our homes still don't even have a check engine light. And it's not like this is a new concept. You know, our cars have a check engine light. When it goes off, you take it to the dealership and get it fixed. We have nothing like that for our home. I think we can do better. Uh, this is uniquely important. While it is nice to have a car that drives itself, our home is at the foundation of our psychological well-being. It is a really important, emotional, sacred space for humans, and we can do a lot better to make it easy to manage these homes. As a result of putting homeowners in this position, we see a lot of painful problems frequently. We see water damage. We see mold growth. It's making people sick. Painful maintenance and repairs that typically comes at the worst time. Stuff that happens and you have no idea it happened. A lot of times these surprises come and you don't know for a long time. Like you're wasting money on energy for years and you have no idea you're paying twice as much for your electrical bill as your next door neighbor. We end up wasting a lot of resources. We are filling up our landfills with appliances, with wood, with drywall, with damaged materials. We really don't have the resources to just fix it after it breaks and throw more money at the problem. There's not enough service trucks. There's not enough materials. We've got to figure out how to stop the damage from wasting resources. And ultimately, this is about more than just money. This is about physical wellness. A lot of people are getting sick in their homes. In particular, we see a lot of issues with high humidity, oftentimes coming from HVAC problems that result in mold growing in the home, and homeowners develop serious health issues from mold. And the statistics on this are staggering. We're actually running a social media campaign right now, and I would encourage you all to follow us on Instagram and see some of the content, some of the interviews we're putting out about just how bad this mold problem is. So these are some of the problems we're seeing. And what makes this really, really unfortunate is that we're having all of these problems despite spending a ton of money and trying really hard to prevent these problems. These problems are not happening because people don't care. People care. Contractors care, utilities care, home builders care, homeowners certainly care. But at the end of the day, this is the scenario we live in. So I'm going to now switch to the actual product demonstration and show you a little bit about what it looks like to use our product as a homeowner. You guys have any questions or anything you want me to speak to, you can post it in the chat window while I switch my screen. So you should all be able to see my app now. Okay, so if there's one thing, literally one thing I want you guys to remember about what does Shipshape do in this market. Shipshape is the best, most comprehensive alerting system for homeowners and service providers to be able to become proactive. Whether the homeowner wants to connect an old appliance or whether they want to integrate a new smart product they just bought, Shipshape can give them a single pane of glass for all the systems in their home, for all the hard to reach areas of their home, for water damage, for humidity monitoring, for temperature monitoring, for power monitoring, for air quality monitoring. We have built all of that. So this is the most complete and comprehensive alerting system for the homeowner to be able to get an alert, take action on the alert, and for the service provider to be able to participate and use that data to help them deliver a totally different customer experience to their customer. So here I've opened up my app, and what you see is I've got an alert that's come from a water issue. So this is a sump pump. If I click on this alert, and I'll show you a tour of the app in a minute, I want to go straight to the core value. This alert is unlike any alert we have seen in the market yet. We designed this to have a specific framework that would help the user take action. Okay, and before working at Shipshape, I was at Salesforce, and at Salesforce, I was on their AI and analytics team, and we did a lot of work to figure out how do you get people to take action on insights. It's not enough to just tell someone that the data has spiked. They really need to understand what they can do and why it matters and what will happen if they don't do anything. When a user has that context, they'll take action. So this is a proprietary framework. And the way that, on the back end, what we're doing is actually quite sophisticated. We've published a number of patents around how our system works. And like I said, we're very open. I mean, we want to help advance the industry. So I'm happy to dive deeper into this with anyone, but right now you're just looking at the surface level. So here it's telling me what happened. Water sensor was triggered near my sump pump. Now it's telling me that my sump pump might be too small if it's not able to pump all the water out. This sump pump is located in my vented crawl space. And right here front and center, I have recommended actions, which I'll go into that in a second. But in addition to those recommended actions, I have some other really helpful information. So first of all, why do I care? Why do I care if there was water detected next to my sump pump? This is going to provide a description, and it's even going to give me the ability to click on a link to a third-party article from the EPA. So it's an independent article, not trying to sell you anything. We want to educate you. We want to create a more informed homeowner, and we want to help our partners be more consultative in their sale. So here is a way that we can point at a third-party resource and say what might happen. You can educate yourself and decide it is worth taking action on this. We also give them the diagnostic data, and it's not just a little bit of data. This is quite a bit of intelligence here. So when did the event start? How long has the event been going on for? What was the power reading on the power sensor when the event went off? What do those charts of data look like? Okay, so I can get this diagnostic data to help me understand how to take action and get the context, which helps me diagnose the issue. And then look at what I can do. So there are recommended actions here. My pump might just be overwhelmed from heavy rain. Okay, so if it's been pouring down rain outside, that's understandable. Let me monitor this for a few minutes and see if the pump catches back up. Okay. So there's recommendations about what I can do, and there's even related alerts. Have I seen an alert like this before? Yes, I got one of these recently. And finally, you can see the maintenance contractor. So the maintenance contractor I have designated for this system is AccuLevel. So when I want to get help, it's as easy as tapping a button, and then I'm actually letting AccuLevel, my contractor, know that I want help. And you can also see that this particular system was connected by AccuLevel. So I can see who connected it and who my preferred contractor is to help me resolve the issue. Now, this alert you're looking at was generated by Shipshape data. We also have the ability, and we do already, pull alerts like this into our framework from our partners. So we have connected multiple of the leading connected devices, including Google Nest, Ecobee, Honeywell, the Wayne Blue Angel sump pump, the iBasement sump pump, the Tesla Powerwall, a whole bunch of products we've integrated that work with Shipshape. They can actually use this proprietary framework to surface alerts in our app as well. So a homeowner has one set of alerts, whether it's coming from Shipshape or coming from a thermostat or a sump pump. If I click the recommended actions, I have the ability to resolve it or request help. Okay, so in some scenarios, we are starting to introduce troubleshooting guides where we might say, hey, why don't you check the circuit breaker to see if that's been flipped? In this case, I will request help from Shipshape, and now you see that Shipshape is on top of it. We're going to make sure that AccuLevel, my service contractor, is aware of the issue, and I'll be able to track the progress on this service record. Okay, so as a homeowner, that's my core functionality. I get an alert, I want to go resolve it, I have everything I need right at my fingertips, I tap help, and I get connected to my pro. There's a lot of different types of alerts we send. Some alerts we send without even using any sensors. So if you hook up a refrigerator or a water heater or any appliance that requires maintenance, we will, even if you just put it in the app, don't need any sensors for this, we'll send maintenance reminders. And then as the appliance starts to get old, we'll send end of life notifications. We'll give financial report on potential costs of replacements. So there's a number of different types of alerts we send, and I'm happy to go more into that offline. But I do want to point out that quite a few of these alerts do not require the homeowner to actually buy sensors. They can just use the free app and get really valuable alerts from Shipshape. Okay, So you've seen the alerting. So that's the primary reason a homeowner is going to open this app. Well, let's say that instead there's no alert yet, but personally as a homeowner, I've been burned before during a severe storm. I came home one time, my sump pump had failed. There was water everywhere. I had to deal with cleaning it up all weekend long. The story could be the same with a water heater in my attic. You know, the water heater in my attic started leaking. It dripped through the ceiling. It destroyed all my floors. It could have been my air conditioning system, my condensation pan. So as a homeowner, I get really worried when I'm not home, and I get really worried when there's severe weather. So I can go in and proactively manage my home. Well, first I can do what's called a smart scan, and I can scan all the systems in my house. Now, this is kind of like tracking your package. And yes, you can track your UPS package. It is still going to come at the same time. You will know when it gets to your house. You know, we will still send you an alert, but a lot of homeowners want to perform the smart scan and feel like they're refreshing the system and making sure there's nothing they need to worry about. Now, if I come to my list of appliances, you'll notice in this house, I have several appliances, and I'll quickly walk through this so you get a sense of what all I can monitor. So I have my thermostat. I have an air quality measurement, an air quality alerting system. It's actually coming from my thermostat. I have a water leak detector in my basement. I have a temperature and humidity sensor in my basement. I have my dishwasher, my refrigerator. I'm monitoring the power use in my kitchen. I have my compressor outside, my dehumidifier in my laundry room. I've got my garage. I have my humidity and temperature sensor, a water heater connected. I have my radon mitigation system, my sump pump, my dehumidifier. This is in my attic. In my hallway, I have my furnace, which is also my air handler. All right, so you see I have literally all the mechanical systems, all the hard to reach areas on Shipshape. If I want to look at specifically my dehumidifier, we see my dehumidifier is not currently running. The set point is 50% and it's 43% humidity. Everything is healthy. Okay, when that dehumidifier starts to run, I can literally see it running. I can see a little bar that goes around the screen here. I can see it's working. I can see how many watts it's using. I have visibility into the weather outside. That affects how these equipment runs. It also affects our alerting system. I can see the maintenance tasks. So for my dehumidifier, I should at least clean the drain line and replace the filter. And I'll get alerted about that. And in fact, when I do get alerted about that, I can, with the tap of a button, enroll in the maintenance plan for my contractor. So we are now starting to enroll homeowners directly into our partners' maintenance plans from maintenance alerts. I see the lifespan for this appliance. It says I've got about a year remaining before I might be at a place where it could need replaced. The particular appliance is a Santa Fe compact. The warranty expires in 2025. So I'm tracking the warranty expiration as well. It's worth noting here, we just made an announcement that Santa Fe has designated Shipshape as the preferred monitoring partner for their dehumidifiers. And they have actually discontinued their Wi-Fi dehumidifiers and notified all their customers that they should use Shipshape instead to monitor those dehumidifiers. So we are seeing the leading manufacturers in each of these categories really value what we can do to help them connect their products and get benefit from that as well. If I click through to the lifespan, I get some additional information about the maintenance schedule. There's some things I can do to kind of improve my risk here. So let me come back and show you another appliance. I'll show you a thermostat. So here's a thermostat. And yeah, believe it or not, my temperature is set to 79 degrees in Austin, Texas right now. And my air conditioning unit for the life of it cannot get below 81. And it has been running, right now it's been running continuously for an hour and 40 minutes. But basically it's running all day long and it cannot control the temperature. My contractor here is ARS. If I come over to ARS, they're a large HVAC contractor. This is where I could enroll in a service plan. I see all the services ARS provides for me, how to contact them. So all my providers are in the app, of course. I have information about the data inside and the data outside, what kind of thermostat it is. But this is kind of cool. We don't see this very often. In fact, I've never seen this before. You can configure full zones of equipment in Shipshape. So this is zone 1. This is, if I had 3 HVAC zones, I could set up each HVAC zone to work together. So I've got my thermostat, my compressor, my furnace, and the air handler as part of that zone. Another feature that we've just updated that's been really popular have been these analytics. The analytics are telling you, how many cycles has this piece of equipment run? I'm looking at a view for the last week right now, but I can toggle that day, week, month, year. How many times has it run? How many gallons of water has this dehumidifier removed? How many hours of running total runtime was that? As a result, we know how much energy it consumed, how many kilowatt hours, and we can calculate an estimated emissions consumption, how many pounds of CO2 were emitted by running it, and how much did that cost me? I have the trending data on my humidity sensor. I can drag this and see what the humidity was over time, and I see that it's in the green zone, so it's healthy, and it's remaining below the set point, so it's where I want it to be. And this, people love this stuff. It's very, very advanced analytics. Now, what I will say is that most of our customers actually are interested in our pro monitoring. Most of our customers are primarily interested in the value that we monitor it like a security system. So it is sort of the exception that a customer wants to dig into all this data and review all these analytics. But the fact that we have them gives the customers peace of mind, even if they don't look at it. So we show the customer this when they're onboarded. They think it's amazing we have this data. And then we say, don't worry about it. We'll watch it for you. You're on a membership plan, so we'll call you if you have, if you don't see the alert come in, we'll call you. So I don't want to give the false impression that like tons of users interact with data all the time, because the reality is they just want to get alerted. But it is really important to the users who are sophisticated. And those are the users that give our system credibility to everyone else. Okay, so let me show you a few more things in the app, and then I will back up and show you guys how we set this home up as a service provider and what it looks like when we're monitoring it as a pro monitoring service. Okay, so you're looking at my list of appliances here. I'm going to switch this and show you what is behind those appliances, the devices, right? This is the concept, is that we can take these devices, I'll show you on the screen if you can see my video, a water sensor, and use this to retrofit any old appliance. So we can make a refrigerator smart with a sensor like this. And what you're seeing here is, on the back end, these are all the sensors we've set up. These are the Shipshape sensors. This is the ecobee thermostat integration. And we've attached these sensors to these various appliances in rooms so we could monitor them. And if I want to add other appliances, I can add any appliance in the house. Okay, so let me move from the appliance dashboard now and show you a few other features in the app. If I go all the way to the Manage Network section, this will give you a sense of how this works. So I have these gateways of connected products. I could add Nest, I could add many others. If I tap Add here, in fact, you can see all these different connected device makers that we can tie into Shipshape and set up those devices and attach them to the appliances. I mentioned that I have all my providers in the app. So my HVAC contractor, my utility, my insurance, my waterproofing contractor, and I have their service plans. Easy for me to keep track of all my providers. I have a budgeting report. So this gives me a heads up over the next 5 years, what should I expect? So when you move into a house, you get an inspection and they say, well, everything looks good. They tell you your water heater is 9 years old. You think that you should be fine. Well, next thing you know, it's been 5 years. You were busy raising your kids and going to work. And you look up and that water heater is now 14 years old. It's leaking through the bottom of it. And you've got mold growing in your attic, right? Like this happens really quickly. It kind of sneaks up on people. So here we give them a schedule. What should you expect in the year of 2025? Your dehumidifier is going to hit the average lifespan. So you should now expect that if you don't have to replace it this year, you could have to replace it any year. So is your compressor. So this says that in the year of 2025, I need to set aside $11,000 for potential work I'm going to have to do because I have old appliances in my house. Okay, so this gives the homeowners visibility into the maintenance schedules and replacement schedules of all their equipment. And then we have the energy dashboard. Now, Shipshape now has power monitoring, not only for your wall plugs, but also for your circuit breaker and for heavy duty equipment like water heaters, pool pumps, literally anything using power in your house, you can monitor with Shipshape, plug that data in and populate this energy dashboard. The final thing I'll show on this page, this home manager page, is the maintenance tasks and the to-do lists. Now these work together. So I get a maintenance task that comes in. I've already showed you that. And every spring, I might have a whole spring cleaning checklist that includes maintenance tasks and other items. So the to-do list allows me to build a to-do list of stuff I've got to do for my house. And I can manually add to-do list items. I also will get recommended a spring, summer, fall, and winter to-do list, which will bring all those maintenance tasks in. So as a homeowner, I can see all the regular maintenance and I can manage a to-do list, and manually I can create those. And I also have my service record. So once I start engaging a project, if my to-do list requires a project, it creates a service record. Like if I need to get a quote for my new sump pump, here I get that quote and now it's in progress and I can work on that particular service record. It's for a new dehumidifier. And I'll show you in here, we can attach the quotes and all the information. And by the way, this integrates to CRMs. So Service Titan, Salesforce, we pull service, the CRM data through Shipshape so the customer can have access to the data that makes sense for them to have access to and see their service history. Of course, that's optional. So if your CRM is not organized well enough to do that, we don't have to turn that on. But the idea here is let's give the homeowner a service history for their house, one single service history. And it even generates performance reports. This is an install report. It generates other performance reports to see what all was installed in my house here. Get a snapshot of the data at the time it was installed. You've seen this. I haven't showed you every feature in here because there's quite a bit more that we don't, I wanted to keep this to 45 minutes, so I've only got a few more minutes. I have my profile, my home, the monitoring and membership plan I'm on, my tutorial. And you guys can download this and set it up at your own house if you don't have it yet. I can also toggle between homes. So for people who have vacation homes, I can have my vacation home, I can have my rental home all in one place with multiple homes. And then I've also got a AI-powered assistant. So of course you can tap it. If you want to just call a human, we will answer the phone. You can email us. But if you actually chat with Sam, Sam is powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT. So you can ask Sam any question like, how does a sump pump work? What should I do if the humidity is high? So super robust chat capabilities. And we're using the latest and greatest of AI at every step of the way to try and make this platform as powerful as we can. So switching from the homeowner app, I'm just going to quickly show you guys what it looks like on the other side. This is my home in Salesforce, the home I just showed you. So this is not a real customer data. I do have the ability to pull up this home in my Shipshape control panel where we have quite a bit of live data. So if I pull up one of these appliances that I was just showing you guys, take this dehumidifier, and I pull up the analytics here on this dehumidifier, you can see we've got a lot of data behind the scenes that we're pulling here to analyze, but that's all for the most part populated through Salesforce. So here I can pull up like the energy dashboard for this home, and I can see how much energy each appliance is using. And we use this data to understand anomalies too, like, is it working too hard? Is it using too much energy? That can be abnormal behavior. See history of what we've done with this house. So let's look at all the appliances that are in the house. I showed you this in my app, but you see it in Salesforce now. Who are the providers that homeowner uses? Here I can see all the cases that we've worked on with them, the push notifications, and keep in mind, this is a house I use for a lot of demos, so the data is not a little bit noisy, but all the push notifications that they've received, what subscription plans, whether it's our subscription plan or a maintenance plan that we've helped our partners sell. So you see we have the other side of the data here available. And, you know, if I come through to an appliance, let's take, you'll notice we actually have live sensor data pulling through to the CRM. So it's currently using 64 watts. The humidity reading is 50. So this is, you know, full sensor visibility. And we actually, we want to show the values graph. You guys can slice and dice a graph of data as well. And we make this, there's a portal that our partners log into to see this information as well. We want to, you know, focus in on the humidity data from this appliance. These are all, you know, humidity readings over time. We turn it into a little bit smoother graph in the app. So that's basically it. So if you're a partner of ours and the homeowner, go back to the details on this home. If this homeowner has allowed data sharing, you can see the data. But this by the way, is the recent app usage activity. So if the homeowner is allowed it, or if they got an alert and they hit request help, then you have access to this data through your portal. And we can configure those portals on a customized basis for our partners. So hopefully that gives you a sense of how it works. It looks like I got a couple more minutes. So what I can actually do is I'll quickly log into the installer app and show you guys a couple new things we've done in the installer app. Okay, so how did we get this home online? Most of our homes are coming online through pro installers right now. And this is what it would look like. So if as a pro installer, I would log into the app and have a launch pad here. I see the ability to set up a new home. So if I do this, it's going to ask me for the homeowner's email, take me through a process to set up that home. Okay, I also see the ability to get access to our quick start guide. If I tap this quick start guide, it's going to pull up the instructions for me so that I can easily refresh myself on how to install Shipshape. Or I can go to the video library and pull up videos about Shipshape. So we have the help center, provide feedback, contact us. We have the whole help center here so that even if a contractor or if a partner has never installed Shipshape before, they can get started and get reminded how to do it. And if I pull up the home I was just looking at, I could add a new solution. I could add any of these appliances or a specific, you know, predefined solution. So I can add a new solution or go in pro mode. I can add specific appliances. But once I've added this home, I also have access to the home. So the same demo I just showed you, slightly different. But if the homeowner is signed up for a program with our partner and they want the pro monitoring service, then you can use this when you're in the home and you can pull up that appliance and you can go over to that dehumidifier and you can look at that analytics and you can walk through the humidity data for the customer from the last week and they can see it and you can see it. So that's basically how the installer app works. There's a little installer function here that makes it really easy to add these systems to Shipshape. And there's a wizard. I won't go walk through it now for time and it's kind of boring, but there's a wizard. So you set it all up in one easy process to get these homes online. Thank you so much for all the questions. Let me look at these questions that I got and then we'll wrap up here. Does Shipshape sell direct to homeowners? We do sell direct to homeowners. We sell direct to homeowners, but we do not sell home services to homeowners. We do not do maintenance. We do not do HVAC unit replacements. When we get a home on the platform, we are looking to connect that home with one of our partners. So we are trying to get more homes from anywhere we can get a home on the platform. And then we want to help those homeowners, when they need help, connect to one of our trusted partners who we know is a market leading partner. And then we know we can help monitor that project and help make sure that project gets done right. Question about power outages, we are monitoring the power usage, and we can tell when these homes are offline. We're doing some work to actually pull power data in from the power grid and tell people their power is offline according to their utility. That's coming soon. Will the alert be sent directly to my phone? Yes, the alert is sent to your phone. You will also, if you have a pro monitoring service, you will get an email, you'll get a text message, you'll get a phone call. So we understand some homeowners are not as savvy with apps, and we want to make sure if they're paying for the service that we will still get in contact with them, even if they don't remember how to access the app. Questions about integrations? Yes, we are working. We have a whole roadmap of integrations. Amazon Alexa is on there, Google Home is on there, Sense Energy Meter is on there, multiple batteries, multiple manufacturers, and so far we've been doing 6 to 10 integrations a year, and we're going to accelerate that this year. A question about appliances that are, off-brand or might not work with Shipshape yet. A lot of people are using our add-on sensors to retrofit appliances. So even if the appliance might be Wi-Fi enabled, a lot of those customers don't register it, and a lot of the Wi-Fi enabled appliances might not do as much as what our system does. So it still can make sense to put a Shipshape leak sensor next to a off-brand appliance, and you can use these sensors to connect any make or model of appliance. And yes, we are also working on Apple HomeKit. Okay, we're at the top of the time, so let me wrap up now. I just want to say thank you again for joining. I will do another one of these in the future. You guys can all reach out to me directly. I'd also encourage you to follow us on Instagram. We're going to increasingly have product features on Instagram in addition to customer stories. Be a great place to learn more. And it's been really exciting to work with all of you. Like I mentioned in the invitation, since we started building Shipshape, we have taken 1,700 feature requests from our customers, from homeowners, from our partners, and we've developed 1,700 specific feature requests, which are either a new feature or an improvement to an old feature, in building this platform. And basically all of that came from you guys, from our customers and our partners. So we're trying to do the best we can to build as fast as we can. We're super grateful for all of you as partners. And for all of you who are working on stuff related to this, keep it up. Let's keep advancing the industry, and please reach out. We would love to talk to you. Bye.